Today I'm going to show you how to add negative space to your painting after the fact, so after it dries, plus a really cool little masking fluid hack, so stay tuned. Hi guys, so in my last video I taught you how to paint Decoclemania using fluid acrylics with no paint mixing required, and I showed you how to get these beautiful textures and shapes. And if you want to catch the replay, you can do that. Look at this one. This was so popular. Thousands of people on social media asked me if they could have prints, so I finally put prints on canvas or paper in my shop, and my shop is heathermaderart.com. so if you want to order a print, you can finally do that right from my website there. So I've been doing some experiments. Why? Because I've been vexed by the lack of negative space in these Decoclemania pieces. They're just too busy. They're beautiful and you get all of these lovely textures, and I'm not saying anything terrible about that, but you can see in some of these they're just lacking a place for your eye to rest. So it just reminded me, remember this painting that I did? I added some negative space and some color using some of the water-based spray paint that I have by Montana. So this black water-based spray paint I thought, why can't I do that with some of these Decoclemania pieces? And so that's what we're gonna try, and I wanted to show. So here's one before the spray paint and then after the spray paint. See how it draws your eye into the center? So then I decided to try it with this piece, and I really liked the result. It also kind of gave that wispy effect, but there's a lot of overspray. So my next challenge is, how do I prevent the overspray on the parts that I actually love? So real quick, and like I said, these are just experiments, so there's better ways to probably cover those parts. I just tore off some paper towel and weighted them down. Next time I probably won't use my markers because they're permanently that color now. But this was, like I said, I was just testing this out to see what this would look like, and I covered the parts that I really liked and wanted to save. And this is what they look like. This piece just reminded me of the ocean, and I just happened to be there, so I decided I would share a little bit of that scenery with you as well as this piece. Good morning. I wanted to say thank you to all of you who posted on my timeline today for my birthday. I was having a little outdoor cup of coffee with some beautiful scenery. Thanks so much for all the support this year, and wishing all of you well. Mwah. But anyway, so you can catch the replay of the original creation of this painting. This is the Decoclemania part, and I used plastic over the top. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Be sure to check out that last video. And this was the outcome after it had dried. Lots of gorgeous textures. I added some balloon rolls in there. Look at that. I love that little center spot. It's one of my favorites. If you like this content, please subscribe and also share. It's a great way to help support your favorite artist. You can shop my Amazon shop. I appreciate each and every one of you who does that each month to help support this channel. You can also donate to this channel. Just a little tip jar, small donations are welcome, and I just, I really appreciate it. It helps me buy a tube of paint here and there. So, masking fluid hack. This is the coolest thing, you guys. I can't wait to share this with you. $10.69 for a 1.25 ounce bottle on Amazon. And this is what I've been using. Most artists use this. This is a fine line masking fluid pen and it works great. I'm not saying anything against it, but guess what I realized? This is the same thing. $12.99 for 16 ounces. That's about 80 cents an ounce versus $10 an ounce. Once I realized this, I was like, wow, you know what? This gives a perfect opportunity with just a little foam brush for me to mask out, instead of using that little paper towel hack, to get some more precise lines. Now, I think I've even managed to narrow that down a little further, but for this one, I just decided to just, do a little quick experiment. Like I said, these are all just little experiments, and I put a thin layer of that creature latex over the top of the places that I want to make sure does not get any overspray. So next time I do this, I think I'm going to use a combination of the fine line masking fluid and this creature latex. Why? Because you'll see when I pull this off, the line is not super crisp. And I think it's because of the different, the varying thickness. See how some of it is thick and some of it is thin, because I'm kind of painting it on with this foam brush. So I think I'm going to do an outline in the masking fluid and then just kind of flood coat with this other creature latex. So I'm pretty sure I could just also fill that little fine line applicator bottle with this creature latex, because it's really thin, and I'm telling you, it smells the same, it looks the same, it works the same. So that was a pretty cool little cheap hack there. Now, I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, my goal was to cover up any area that I really, really loved and really wanted to save. Knowing that spray paint is gonna, it's gonna have a lot of overspray. So I did this and then I let it dry. It didn't take very long at all. I think I let it dry for 5 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, somewhere in there between 3 and 4 hours. And even experimented a little bit with my airbrush to kind of thin out some of those thicker areas. Now, what I discovered, I probably will not do that again. Some of those areas were harder to get off in the end. It's like a thick layer is almost better. A thick, even layer I would recommend. So, now for the fun part. I got to tear this off. It was actually quite simple to get off. Just like regular masking fluid, you just pull it off. My camera ran out of battery when I was filming this part, so I didn't get to really show you all of it. Very satisfying, though, to remove that layer. And then there was some little bits left, and like I said, I just used some really sticky tape and tried to lift those up. Now, it works pretty well. It doesn't look like it's working well. I think I need a new piece of tape at that point, but it actually does work pretty well. Now, my thought is, for those who are doing acrylic pouring, this method would work perfectly for adding negative space to your acrylic pour as well. There's nothing different about the Decoclemania. So I think you could totally use spray paint and add some of that spray paint around the edge to get the negative space, and you can use the masking fluid to mask off the parts that you really like. You can see Some pieces were a little more stubborn than others, but actually I ended up kind of getting the hang of it and removed most all of the flecks. But I think that's why the thicker layer would be better. Now, there's a couple of products I want to mention. First, I've been using these miniature brushes by Arteza, and I really love them. They're just very delicate. They have the round brush and the liner brushes. They're just wonderful. I love those. And then, yep, you know, my white Arteza gel pens. I'm totally addicted to these. And you actually have a chance to win these. I'm doing a giveaway. For my birthday, I'm giving you a gift. It's a special giveaway, a box of 3 Arteza gel pens. And all you have to do is follow the link in the description box, enter your email address, and sign up for my newsletter. If you do that, you will be entered to win a box of my favorite pens. And the link is in the description box to sign up. By joining my newsletter, you're going to be the first to know about giveaways, the first to know about classes, discounts, resources, all that stuff. So don't forget to do that after this video. Now, the only thing about this piece that was bugging me was the uneven edges, so I had to figure out how to correct that because I really liked what was going on here. The first thing I did was I used those little brushes and I just started making some little marks. That's it, just little marks around the edge. I thought, I'm just going to make some little marks and see what I can come up with using some of the color schemes. And then I added branches and some little vines and some little flowers. And I used my little white gel pens there to make those delicate lines, and then just kept adding details, little details here and there. You can see the flowers got some depth to them, and look at all the beautiful textures in this one. I just think it reminds me of butterflies, it reminds me of birds, of course the flowers. There's a lot going on here, but because you have the negative space, I see balance in it. This is a really pretty piece, and I can't wait to see where I'm gonna go with this, because I already want to do another one. And I'm excited to share that with you as well. Thank you so much for coming on this art journey with me, you guys. I really appreciate it. And there it is, the final piece. Have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe and hit all notifications so I can make more art videos just for you.